And that starts to take a lot of your space and money. So if you could structure the domains and use them as the metallic interconnects, that might be the next step in the development of the technology. What have we not shown yet? And this is very important because it's our highest priority. Despite these extremely large currents, we have not shown that the current is metallic. We have definitely not shown the conduction is metallic. We have no temperature data. We don't have other kinds of data that would prove it. So we can say it's very large, but as many of you would appreciate, very large doesn't mean it's metallic conduction. So we hope that'll be the next step. That's the actual layout for the domain devices they're making. Now, this is my last slide, I think. So what I've done in these first 20 minutes is try to tell you what is really not old-fashioned traditional ferroelectricity. It's nanoelectronics, oxide electronics, or whatever trendy label people have now. And that's very popular because it's fundable. Okay? But I think that for a community like us, we should occasionally try to make some new ferroelectrics. And we've done that. So we have made some very nice samples of lanthanum tantalate. That's isomorphic with barium manganese fluoride, in which good DFT theory has been published by Nicholas Baldwin and others. And the barium manganese fluoride was something I studied at great length back in the 70s. It is an oxide and therefore will interest a larger number of people in the group. It has what looks like some kind of weak phase transition around 250 C. Nobody's ever been able to identify it. We have now. We've done the X-ray studies last week in Puerto Rico. I did the Raman studies. It goes incommensurate at 300 C, and it has a lock-in at 250. And what's interesting about it is the lock-in is about 20 times larger than the original structure. This is a big change, and the extra lines are very strong. The other material we've looked at is potassium lithium tantalate. That's a ferroelectric tungsten bronze with a very low transition temperature. It's the only tungsten bronze that has the little triangular columns filling. Lithium is the only thing small enough to go in there. We have very good data now on lead pyrochlore with a transition of 13 Kelvin. Lead pyrochlore has been a controversial ferroelectric since 1954. 20 papers equally divided on whether it's ferroelectric, anti-ferroelectric, or neither. So we have very good data on ceramics, and Professor Yi gave me a beautiful single crystal yesterday, so that will continue. Some of you may find our high-temperature tungsten bronzes more interesting. These are the two we've done in very great detail, and this is a sequence of transitions they have. I think that several of you in the audience like these P6 MMM structures. It's not exactly the same as your ABC hexagonal materials, but it's close. And you see there are three very well-defined transitions, and the unit cell becomes rather large. So we have very extensive data. The PhD thesis was just finished last month on these materials, and I hope they will be of some interest as well. We have not been able to switch any of these. The coercive field is extremely large, which is probably compatible with the fact that the ferroelectric transition is very high. So that's where I will stop. But you see we have extensive data on these. And with that, I'd like to thank you for your time.
Thanks a lot, William. So this is open for questions. And we have hopefully a microphone.
There's a lot of questions I could ask, but let me just ask about the lithium niobate domain walls. So we did some calculations in this previous, from Gopalan, that indicate that the domain walls in lithium niobate should be sharp and Ising. So what's the experimental evidence that they're not?
I believe it's direct. I think the direct measurements by X-ray techniques show the domain walls are wide. I can dig up the reference for it. It's not our work. But if you have a good student who will do the literature search, then this somehow pops out of. I believe the work was done in France, but I'm not certain. But I'll find it for you. So they're definitely not Ising. They're definitely block-like, and they're definitely factors of, say, 5 bigger than in many other materials. If you wanted to save time, Eckhart Sallier has that reference on the tip of his tongue, so if you send him an email, he can get it to you right away.
But, you know, it's surprising, because since it's a uniaxial ferroelectric, why would it tilt, you know?
I learned a long time ago that I have wonderfully clever ideas which almost always disagree with Mother Nature. And so I don't like to speculate, unless you want to use me as a negative indicator. If I say it, it's almost certainly wrong. Okay? I don't know. I just don't know. But I think it's well established.
Other questions? I may have one, if you don't mind. So in the video, you have a large silver area, and you have a large polarization. Does it mean your TC is so high that the system made before reaching power electric?
Oh, not at all. We get a very sharp transition. I think it's of order 740 degrees.
No, it's not too much different with respect to normal video. 670.
Centigrade.
C.
Huh?
Centigrade.
C.
C. Okay.
C.
Then I'm missing a little bit of
My mistake. No, it's a lot higher. And not only is it a lot higher, but it agrees pretty closely with the estimate from this old equation from, I forget the first author, it was Sidney Abraham. So it's Abraham, Kurtz, and Jameson, Fitzrev about 1970. And they have a simple but very accurate formula for perovskites only that relates the polarization to TC, and this satisfies that, which made me very happy. Because if it didn't satisfy it, then you think, oh, it must be some sort of artifact. So that was a self-consistency that I like. Okay.
We have time for one short additional question.
So in the 4 domain things, is your interpretation that the PZ, the polarization in the Z direction, is still there, and then in addition?
No, my guess is that all the polarization is in plane. We can't switch those samples. So
Can you check with silver? I mean, can you measure silver to see if it's lower than 1?
we have not. So again, this is fairly new work. It's unpublished. It was a surprise, which means somebody said it's like when you get off the roller coaster, the first 60 seconds you're just trying to recover from the shock and thought about what to do next, like get out of the car. So I honestly don't know. I do think that all of these materials would benefit from some theoretical help, every one that I showed, including the lithium niobate. But the encouraging thing is that lithium niobate looks to me as if you could write a proposal without exaggeration saying this is a realistic technology transfer to devices within 3 or 4 years. And you know, I referee about 30 papers a year, usually from the US, because they think I'm not a competitor, which say, whatever this stuff is, this is the ferroelectric device of the future.